Hello students, welcome back. So now we are going to discuss about network models. In the previous classes we have done study on that standards and protocols also. Before that we have discussed about topologies of the network. So we call it as a network topologies. For today's topic is network models. So in this data communication and the computer network, there are usually we take two types of the network models. So here if I say models means that how that network will work. For that we have two kind of models are there. Based on those models network will work. So for example we have OSI model, open system interconnection model we can say, and another one is TCP IP protocol suite, transmission control protocol and internet protocol model. There are two types of models are there. For today's class we will see what is network models and we will see little bit of OSI model. Okay, so in the network models, that network model is always layered task. Layered task in the sense there are layers in between data communication. Okay, data communication in the sense, for example, from here to I want to communicate with another city. Okay, from this city to the another city I have to send the data. How that data can be received to that city, and in between is there any processes that is distributed among layers. Okay, so we use the concept of layers in our daily life. As an example, let us consider two friends who communicate through postal mail. Here in the sense all that is post office is there. If you want to communicate with your friend, say he is there in another city, what you will do is you go to the post office and you write a letter and you put into the mailbox. Okay, and that post officer will take, or that postman will take your letter to the office, and based on the written address he will take that letter to the particular city to where you have written, and he will deliver that mail or letter to your friend. But if that service is not available into the post office, what you will do? If service is not available in the sense, if that city or that rural area doesn't have the facility to reach the post office, or postman cannot reach that area, then what you will do? That is very difficult to communicate with that friend, right? So what are the layers will come under this example, like post office? The sender should be there, receiver should be there. If I am the sender, to send that letter to my friend, and my friend called as the receiver, so in between these sender and the receivers there must be carrier who used to carry the letter. Okay, so that we have to discuss for today's class. So now here you can see on the picture. Okay, I can point right here, so I will take pointer. So this is a sender, say some person is sender, and here it is a receiver. In between sender to receiver, the data want to be communicated in the form of a letter. You take example as a post office, and how it will be communicated from the sender to the receiver, that is our task. So that can be divided into three layers. As you can see, higher layers, both the end we have higher layer. I will explain what is the higher layer, middle layer and lower layer. Now you just see here it is a higher layer. This colored box is called as a higher layer for sender. This is a higher layer for receiver, and this one with a yellow box is called as a middle layer for the sender side, and this is for receiver side as same, and the last is known as lower layer for the sender and for the receiver. Okay, now in the higher layer what happens is the letter is written. Obviously first what you have to do, sender has to write the letter. Okay, and that letter is put into the envelope, and we have to drop that letter to the mailbox. Okay, if you know that mailbox is there into the post office, or somewhere you can see on the street side also it will be available, red colored box, that is known as mailbox. So now once you put into the mailbox, the same way receiver also receive that letter from the mailbox itself. In the western countries what it will be, every house has a mailbox. What postman will do, postman will not knock the door and he will give into the hand in the other countries like India. So what he will do, if he will take that letter and he will put into the mailbox at your home, and he will go. Once you woke up, and you can check every day mailbox whether letter is came or not, like that. Okay, you see, higher layer, what happens in the sender side, letter has to write and they have to put into the envelope and you have to put into the mailbox. Same way that letter is observed or taken out from the mailbox and can be read by the receiver at the both the end of the higher layers. Now in the middle layer, what happens for the sender side is, the letter is carried from the mailbox to the post office. Postman will take that letter, whatever you have written and put into the mailbox, that he will take to the post office. There he will decide which address it has to be sent. Okay, and in the lower layer of the sender side is, the letter is delivered to the carrier by post office. Okay, it means that from the post office some person will or postman will come and he will take that letter and he will go to the particular village or the city for which address it has been written. So now the parcel is carried from the source to the destination. See, this is the source, means this city is a source and here it is a destination. Again, that letter came to the post office of the receiver side, that is called as the destination side. Okay, the letter is delivered from the carrier to the post office, and again postman will take that letter. Okay, and he will take from the post office to the mailbox, and mailbox to the particular person who has to receive it. This is the way how we can communicate with each other using our regular post. Okay, so the same way in our digital electronics, or you can call digital communication, the same way our data can be sent from the sender to the receiver, and that is divided into the layers like higher layer, middle layers and lower layers. The first one model is called as OSI model, Open System Interconnection model, that we have to discuss for today's class. Okay, the OSI model, which is established in 1947 from the ISO in the sense there is a standard is there, that standard or that organization has set the model known as OSI model. OSI means Open System Interconnection model. Okay, here that standard is known as ISO. Don't confuse with OSI and ISO. OSI is a model, ISO is a standard. Okay, so ISO means International Standards Organization. It means this organization will give the standards to the every model in the data communication. Okay, so what it does is, this standard will give some agreements to agree to communicate how to make a network. So this ISO established a model which is named as Open System Interconnection model in 1947. So based on that we have called it as OSI model. Okay, so this will covers all aspects of the network communication. So it is known as Open System Interconnection model. It was introduced in late 1970. Okay, and basically this OSI model is a layered architecture, as you have seen that layered architecture in the post communication. So you know that higher layer, lower layer, middle layer will be there. Like that we have the layered architecture in the OSI model, and peer-to-peer process encapsulation, that we will discuss once we started dealing with the OSI model. Okay, now you can see there are 7 layers of the OSI model. So this you have to understand, as I already told, ISO is the standard or ISO is the organization, OSI is the model. So these are the 7 layers of the OSI model. Usually we will write from the bottom to top. The first layer is called as the physical layer, next one is called as data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. Once again I repeat, there are 7 layers of the OSI model, namely physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer and the application layer. And you don't think that OSI model, this model is physically exist. No, this is a reference model. Means to understand any network, how data can be sent from the one side to the other, and how people are communicating with each other using the network, that network can be understood by the OSI model. Okay, to understand the network we say that there is a OSI model. Accordingly we can easily understand how the data can be sent from the sender to the receiver. Okay, for that we have 7 layers which are already you are seeing on your screen now, correct? Fine. Now to define OSI model, so you can see here, okay, the OSI model is a layered framework, you can see here, okay. The OSI model is a layered framework designed for, I will highlight that, okay. The OSI model is a layered framework for the design of a network system that allows communication between all types of the computer. Say for example, somebody is having a Windows or Lenovo, HP, they have installed a Windows operating system. Somebody using Apple system, that is Macintosh operating system is there. But any system it might be, if it is connected to the network, we can easily communicate with the internet or any network, local network like that. For this, any kind of the computer system it might be, from this OSI model you can understand how that communication is taking place, okay. And it consists of 7 layers that I have already shown you that what are the 7 layers are there, okay. An understanding of the fundamentals of the OSI models provides solid basis of the exploring data communication. It is very simple that from these 7 layers you can understand how the data can be communicated with each other from the 7 layers. The first layer is known as physical layer, second layer is called as data link layer, physical layer is called as layer 1, that you can also call the layer 1 or physical layer, okay. Second layer is called as data link layer, and the layer number 3 is known as network layer, okay. Layer 4 is called as a transport layer, layer 4 is known as transport layer, and how it will works I will explain it later. And the layer 5 is known as session layer, okay, I think you are seeing that. And the layer 6 is known as presentation layer, and the layer 7 is known as application layer, okay. In the previous example I have explained that there is a post office communication will be there or from the mailbox. Here if I refers to take application layer, which is topmost layer, that is called as higher layer, lower layer is known as the physical layer. Higher layer, there what we have done in the previous example, we have written the letter and put into the envelope, and we have put that envelope into the mailbox, okay. Means higher layer is always to the user side. In between there is a carrier is also there, middle layer is also there, lower layer is also there, but both the higher layer for the sender and receiver always user will be there. User has to write there on the sender side, user has to read there on the receiver side. The same way here also we have the 7 layers, okay. Now say for example, when message is sent from the device A to device B, okay, as the device is sending data from A to B, that message travels from A to B, it may pass through many intermediate nodes. Here intermediate nodes means it might be a computer, it might be any layer of the OSI model. These intermediate nodes usually involve only first 3 layers of the OSI model. Intermediate nodes will come, it means physical device will come in the 3 layers. Those are physical layer, data link layer and network layer. Among these 3 layers we use usually intermediate nodes. Nodes in the sense generally we take it as a computer, okay. So now, okay, these are the 7 layers. Now see for example, here there are 2 devices I have shown, device A on the sender side, so I will take that pointer to point, wait, see now okay, from the mouse pointer I will explain this now. So device A is here, device B is here. Say for example, device A is a sender, device B is a receiver. From this device to device B we are going to send some data through the electronic mail. You take Gmail, okay, mail you are doing now, fine. There, okay, see now I will take one pointer to explain that particular thing. See now, okay, from this to this we are going to send the data. and this has to go through all the layers of the OSI model, that is from physical to application, and this device B is also has to go through all the layers of the OSI model. The first layer is known as application layer. Actually this is the last layer, this is a higher layer of the OSI model, application layer, and that message has to go from the application layer, from the sender side, presentation layer it will reach, and it will reach session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. Okay, again from this physical layer to physical layer of the receiver side, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer, then it will receive to the device B, that is the receiver. So now the application layer from the device A to device B means sender to receiver, that is known as peer-to-peer protocol. I will explain this peer-to-peer protocol. Presentation layer, peer-to-peer protocol again means dedicated communication will be there between application to application from sender to receiver. Okay. Now this is the way you can understand the communication. Now you will see application layer of the OSI model, how it will be. See now, what is peer-to-peer process in the sense. Okay. Okay, this was fine. Here peer-to-peer processes at the physical layer, communication is direct. Here physical layer, if I am taking, say you can see these are the physical layer is here at the sender side also and receiver side also. Physical layer in the sense there are physical devices which are connected to the sender and the receiver, that's all. That is very simple. Physical layer refers to physical path or physical devices or any physical communication is connected to the sender to the receiver, that physical layer is connected across sender to the receiver. So peer-to-peer process, if I take a physical layer, that communication is direct. Okay, device A sends a stream of bits to device B. Here whatever the data you are going to send from the device A to the device B, that data is converted in the form of bit streams. Bit streams in the sense, say for example, hello, welcome to a new lecture. If I am sending this message to the device A to the device B, this message is converted into bit streams, that is zeros and ones. Okay, so that zeros and ones is transferred from the physical layer. Physical layer in the sense there might be a copper cable or any cable which is connected. So you can see telephone lines will be there, right? That lines or telephone cables are there, those cables comes under the physical layer. There must be physical devices, physical cables, physical wires, that consisting of the physical layer. Okay, fine. So now at layer 1 the entire package is converted from that can be transmitted to the receiving device. At the receiving machine, at the message is unwrapped layer by the layer, that I will explain it later. Means now you just understand this physical layer to this physical layer, data can be sent from the physical path, that is called as physical communication. It means there is a cable connection between the sender to the receiver. Now we are taking not wireless communication, this is a wired communication to understand the data communication. Okay. Okay, this is about physical layer and process to process communication. What is process to or what is peer to peer processes, that is understood by the physical layer. I am not dealing with the layers. Layers are there in the next lecture. I will explain each layer, physical layer, all 7 layers we will explain in the next lecture. Just you need to understand what is peer to peer process. Peer to process in the sense direct communication between sender to sender. That direct communication is only done in the physical layer through the physical cables, that is known as physical communication. That is what peer to peer processes. Okay. Now what is interfaces between layers? Interfaces between layers, here you can see from these layers to these layers there are interfaces. Say for example, if you observe this slide, where it is there, okay, here it is there. See now, here if you observe layer 7 and layer 6, in between, or you can take layer 7 and layer 5, okay, application layer and the session layer, there is an interface between session and application is known as presentation. Here presentation layer acts as an interface between application and session. Okay. transport layer is an interface between session and network. Data link layer is an interface between network and physical. Okay, this is how interfacing will be there. Okay, now the passing of the data and the network information down through the layers of the sending devices, that back through the layers, that what I have explained, that is known as simply interfacing layers will be there. In between any intermediary will be there, that intermediary known as interfacing. Here interfacing also refers to the some layers work as a interfacing, that's all. Okay, okay, as long as a layer provides the expected service to the layer above, its specific implementation of its function can be modified or replaced without requiring changes of the surrounding layers. In the sense, if the interfacing layer is working correctly, no need to send back again and again the data. Okay, so this is about interfacing. In organization of the layers also we have to discuss little bit, not much. The 7 layers can be thought of as belonging to 3 subgroups. It means that we can make 3 groups of 7 layers, layer 1, 2 and 3. Okay, here layers 1, 2 and 3, physical, data link and network, are the network support layer. What we can call the first 3 layers is called as a network support layers. It is very simple, we can understand, we have to make a group to understand, that's all. See now, here it is there. Okay, okay, here first 3 layers, physical layer, data link layer and the network layer, these 3 layers can be called as a network support layers. Okay, this is first subgroup. Okay, now okay, they deal with the physical aspects of moving data from one device to another. Means these 3 layers usually deal with the how physically data can be transmitted to the sender to the receiver, so that we call it as a network support layer. And layers 5, 6 and 7, those are session, presentation and application, can be thought as user support layer. These 3 layers can be called as a user support layer. What are 7, 6, 5, or you can call 5, 6, 7 are the user support layer. Means that in the application layer only user can understand what the data has sent or what the data has been received. Okay, how it will be received, that we don't understand, but it will received in the application layer, and that is done with the help of presentation and session layer. So that 5, 6, 7 layers are called as user support layer, and the first, second and third layer are called as a network support layer, and transport layer is the intermediate between user support and the network support. Okay, that is there here. Now you can see okay, 5, 6 and 7, session, presentation and application, can be thought of as user support layers. They allow interoperability among unrelated software systems. You don't bother about any software is used or what, so but that is the user support layer. Layer 4, that is transport layer, which links between 2 subgroups, that is user support layer and the network support layer, that is the intermediate between those two. The upper OSI layers are almost always implemented in a software. It means that application layer, in the sense that is always developed with the help of the software. Means here if you using Google Chrome browser, how you will see your mail can be seen by Gmail, right? How you can see Gmail can be seen with the help of a browser, any browser, it might be Google Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, anything, but that is a software, right? Browser is also software. By logging in into your email address, you can see the email, but how you are seeing now? Using the software. So usually user support layers implemented with the help of softwares. Okay, there is no physical path for this browsers and all. And the physical layer is always deal with the hardware. Physical layer in the sense connection lines are there, right? As I explained before, telephone lines you have seen, right? Telephone cable lines will be there. Those are physical path. Okay, that is comes under the network support layer. Now, okay, this is enough for today's class. We will do more with the OSI model in the next class. Thank you.